Good day and welcome back. I thought this might be of interest to some of you. I'm back in deciding where I'm going to put the seeds now that I got from John that we're going to grow for the Shed Wars this year. And I decided to use Adobe Photoshop to actually find out how many beds I need, really, and then I'll decide which beds to put them in. So you go down to your Adobe, open Adobe Photoshop, File, New. So for our file we'll do GA Garden Plan. Now I am going to do this so that I can on here add my beds in centimeters, 2 beds and then 1 centimeter in between them. The beds are 10 feet long, so on the screen here I'll have my beds 10 centimeters long, starting 1 centimeter in from either side, so that gives me a total of 23 centimeters. Change this one to centimeters, and the beds are 3 feet wide plus a centimeter, so 4, and if I want to do 5 beds that would be 20, and then a bed top and bottom that will be 22 centimeters in height for my document. And you see this resolution, 48 pixels per centimeter, so each pixel will be basically a quarter of an inch. Do OK. Now I have the grid already shown here. That is under View. You see this Show Extras. Now you've got a blank, but you do Show Extras and then Show only the grid. Got the check mark beside it because all I need is the grid. The image mode, it's an RGB color. Okay, preferences, guides and grid. This color you can choose whichever color you want. Then you go down here, you have a grid line every 1 centimeter. Subdivisions 12. So we've got that put in. We'll go OK. And now when we zoom in, you see the dark line that outlines a 1 cubic centimeter. But these lighter lines, there's 12 lines across and 12 down. So it's each dark square is divided into 12 by 12, so 1 inch by 1 inch. This is our entire screen. We'll go up and do a new layer, and we'll call it beds. Now we'll go over to here. We'll select line tool. Our weight is 3 pixels. So now I'll zoom right in so you can see the divisions on those squares. Each big black square 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter, and then each smaller with bounded by gray is 1/12 of a centimeter. Now our ruler tells us we're on the top right hand corner 0, 0, so start at 1 and 1, and we're going to go across with our line over to 11, and let's go down 3 centimeters That will give me 3 feet over 11 up 3. So that's the size of one bed. You see over here this one, it's the layers, and Adobe Photoshop, it makes files of many layers, and then when you save it as a JPEG it will flatten the picture. So we'll go back up to layer, new layer, and when I did out the seeds that John had gave me, I made this list. So I'm going to put the layers in that little box I showed you in the same order that they are here. The first one is National Pickling Cucumber. And I have 3 seeds for National Pickling Cucumber. And the plants are supposed to be placed 18 to 36 inches apart, or if you're growing them on a trellis, you can put them as close as 12 inches apart. So let's change the color to something that's representative of a cucumber, like a dark green. And I go over here to where it says line. I hold down the mouse button and I go over and pick this ellipse tool. 12 inches. So the entire plant, you want 6 inches either side. And if I go down to 12 inches and out 12 inches, it gives me a circle like that. See, I said I had 3 seeds, right? And that's what's going to go across a bed. Now, when I go up and I select this arrowhead with the cross beside it, now I'm over here, the National Pickling layer is selected. So if I hold down the mouse button, just those will move. So we'll put them down there for now. The next one is the Market More Cucumber, but I only have 2. So we'll make a Market More Cucumber layer. And don't forget to select the oval. I'm on the Market More Cucumber layer now. And then go halfway across and do another 12 by 12. There. Now they will sit on the bed like that when I put them up against their trellis. But for now I'll move them down. The next one is Benning's Green Tint Squash. Which is actually a very light colored squash. And it too can be placed 12 inches on the trellis. And I have 2 seeds. And I'll move that one down. The peppers, I need to grow them either in the greenhouse or in a bucket. So next we got Scarlet Nantes carrots. Okay, now carrots, they go 2 to 3 inches apart. So what I'm going to do, let's go and get a nice orange color for the carrots. They're 2 to 3 inches apart in the rows. I like to make my rows at least 6 inches apart, as I said in previous videos. So what I'm going to do here, I'll start on one side of the dark line. I go down 2 squares and over 2 squares. Then I'll skip one. So this puts them basically 3 inches apart. I have 60 seeds. Now that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 60 divided by 12 would be 5 rows of carrots. And so we'll go over to, here's the center, come back 1 square and do the same thing down here. But before I do that, let's put in, that's 3, 4, 5. That's the Scarlet Nantes level, and you can see I can move it around. I have Denver's 126 carrot, 60 seeds as well. So rather than go through that again, I'm going to go over here, right click, duplicate layer, and then I will call this Denver's 126 carrot. And now you see I have 2 layers with the carrots in them. For right now, I was planning on, for the first bed, let's mark it more, National Pickling. See, they'll be planted right by the edge of the bed. That's why I've got them out, going out over there. And the Scarlet Nantes carrots, I can put the first row right in close, like that. And then we're going to take the Benning's green tint, and we're going to do the same thing with that one on this side. So let's continue on with the other ones now. We have garlic chives. I have 6 seeds for garlic chives, and they're supposed to be placed 6 inches apart. But I want to have some for the my main herb garden, and maybe put one or two out among the trees. So I'm going to put 3 in here. Garlic chives, let's go back to some green color. Six. So if I start in the corner there, let's try it. Now, so you want to move that. They'll sit on the bed, something like that. The next one is butter crunch lettuce. Like that. I can move that one over into that line. Salad bowl red lettuce. So let's give it a kind of an orangey red color. And they're basically the same thing. And I'm going to move those over here. There's a lettuce mixed greens. I kind of want to give a brown color to. I'm just going to move that one down there for now. My next layer is lacinato kale. They are supposed to be 8 to 12 inches apart. That's another dark green vegetable. 8 to 12 inches, see? I go down 8 and over 8. That looks something like that. See, now I have 4 left here. So to space them out evenly, I'll go over here to this one here, and I go back up. You see, this is the history. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I go up one more. Now all my kale is gone again, because I'm going to redo them. As I said, we go down 8 and over 8. But now we'll skip one. Basically, I got that. Now when I set them, of course, they'll be sitting like that. I can still move them back a little bit. I'll put them right there. And we'll start another layer. This next one will be the ruby red baby Swiss chard. They are said to be 6 to 12 inches apart. Let's move these down here for now. We have Italian parsley that can be placed at 6 to 12 inches. Parsley, as you know, is kind of a really yellowy green type thing. Move them down. The next one is the early round Dutch cabbage. They are supposed to be 18 to 24 inches apart. Okay, so we'll move them over, and who shall we put up there? So this is the kale. Let's put up the Italian parsley right up there. So that's one of our beds. Now I'll zoom this out a bit, and I'll go back to the line tool. Make another bed now to work on. And you see, we had the Marketmore cucumber and the National Pickling. We only had 2 seeds of Marketmore, but if you put them in the same bed, they're going to be awful close together. So we'll take the Marketmore cucumbers and we'll put them right over here. Now we'll work on doing that bed. That was the entire list except for the peppers and the tomatoes. The peas, right here, they go on a trellis, so we'll move them down. We'll put the dill approximately in the middle of the bed. Let's put the bush beans over beside them. Let's take the lettuce mixed greens and put them on this side. The ruby red Swiss chard. We'll put right there for now, because Godzilla broccoli, we need to move that out, and the cauliflower, so that we can take the peas and put them on a trellis right here. So now this one is right in the middle, so let's take our lettuce mixed greens and put them at that 6 inches. Okay, so I can't get them to that 6 inches, so I'm going to put them out here. And I'm going to go back to the lettuce, mixed greens, and just move them halfway in between the dill and the ruby red Swiss chard. Now you remember last year I had a tomato there. Yellow pear tomato is a really hardy tomato. So let's put a yellow pear tomato in this bed. Tomatoes 18 to 24 inches, which gives you 2 plants. And let's just try 2 mortgage lifter tomatoes, because I know the peppers are not going to grow well outside. Well, I'm pretty sure they won't grow well. So we'll just put 2 of the mortgage lifter tomatoes out there as well. There, we got 4 tomatoes down there. And we'll zoom this out now. I only need 1 bed. I didn't want the cucumbers to cross, so if I separate these beds by some distance, like this here space here is just on the diagram here, and I've got 1 cucumber here, and then some distance away there's another bed with another cucumber, then it's unlikely that they'll cross. And this will be our 2 garden beds for Shedwars21. Hope you enjoyed this little demonstration. Please hit that thumbs up for me, and I'll see you in the next one.